Hello viewers, during this video session I'm going to be showing you how to configure NAT on Fortigate Firewall using the central NAT mode. During one of my previous video sessions I implemented source and destination NAT using the firewall policy NAT mode, but during this session I'm going to be making use of central NAT mode. And we are still going to be using this same topology. So this is what we're going to be using. These are inside segment, DMZ, and outside segment. Now, the first thing I need to do is to enable central NAT mode on my firewall. And in order to do that, I'll need to go to the CLI. Because if you click on policy and object, you should see central NAT as part of the submenus here. And for you to do that, you need to go to the CLI and run this command. And there's also, let me just run the command, and we are going to see there are some requirements. Okay, that's config system settings. And if you do show full configuration, you should see set central NAT. Yes, is it? Set central NAT disabled. So here central NAT is disabled. So what I just want to do is to set central NAT enable. You're going to see this. Cannot enable central NAT with firewall policy using IP pool. ID2, this policy ID2. Now what this is telling us is that central NAT can't be enabled when you have a firewall policy still referencing IP pool. Either IP pool or virtual IP pool is not going to work. So you need to remove IP pool or virtual IP pool from any of your firewall policy. But here now this is referring to policy ID number 2. So I'll go to policy or object for policy. Policy ID number 2, this is the policy. I'm just going to edit the policy. Let me remove this. And let me just specify use outgoing interface. Or let me just disable the NAT. I don't need it for now. Can do that. And so you need to check. Let me do it again. Now there's still another policy. So you need to check all your policies to make sure there is no referencing IP pool or virtual IP pool. So once you don't have any firewall policy referencing IP pool and virtual IP pool, you are good to go. So now I still have policy ID number 4 referencing virtual IP pool. So this is the policy. It's referencing virtual IP pool here. Just going to, let me just turn off the policy. Okay, let me cancel policy ID number 4. I'm just going to delete it. Delete policy. That should be it. And let me go back to my CLI, recall my command. That's it. So now I've enabled central NAT. Going to end, and that's all I need to do from the CLI. Let me just try and refresh from here. You can see under my policy and objects, I now have central NAT. So I'll just click on central NAT. I'm going to create new. Right now to create source NAT, that's from host coming from inside going to the outside. So the incoming interface is going to be inside, and the outgoing interface is going to be outside, and the source address is going to be all. Let me use all for this scenario, and destination I'm just going to use all for this scenario. and I have a NAT use outgoing interface address. That's all. You can limit your NAT to whatever protocol. You can make it any or just TCP, UDP or whatever. So I'm going to leave it this way. So I'm NATing my source IP to the egress interface, just like we did for the firewall policy NAT. But this now we are configuring it from a central point of view. So more than one policy can use this particular NAT if they are coming from inside and going to outside. So I've implemented the NAT. I'll click on IPv4 policy, and from inside to outside, this my firewall will permit inside to outside. And as you can see, I'm not okay. That's it. There's no NAT here. You can central NAT is enabled, so NAT. So I no longer have the NAT option here, just like we used to have it in file policy NAT. So that's fine because I've enabled central NAT. So I'll click OK. So from my inside host, I should be able to ping 2222 continuously. 2222 is a loopback interface on my outside router. What's wrong? Ping 2222. Okay, that's fine. So now I will go to Logon reports, forward traffic, memory, my traffic should be logged. I should see it from here. Okay, let me go to FortiView all sessions. Can see the session from here coming from 10.10.10.199. That's my, where's it? That's my inside host. Let me stop it first. IP config. So this is my IP address, 10.10.10.199. I don't know why I'm not, but I should be seeing it here. Okay, let me just run my ping again. Let me give it time. So FortiView all sessions. So I have it here, 10.10.10.199, going to, this is source NAT address. So this address gets NATed to 172.16.10.1, which happen to be my egress interface, 172.16.10.1. And this is source object. This is device, destination, ICMP, and just like that. So that's all. Okay, let's go back to Logon reports. Probably sometimes it takes a while. Okay, fine, we have it now. You can see the source. The source is NATed to this IP. And okay, let me, for us to see, I think that's all we need. We have the source, fine. We have the source NAT IP. So 10.10.10.199 is NATed to this IP, and destination is going to use this. So that's all. We have our NAT. So another thing I'm going to show us quickly, I'll come to policy and object again. I don't want to use the egress interface. So right now I'm going to create IP pool. Just create another IP pool here. Let me name it NAT pool. It's going to be, I've explained all this in the previous video session. So I'm going to use 172.16.10.100. Let me use the IP 172.16.10.100. I'm using overload. So that's part. So I have that here. So I'll go back to my NAT policy. I'm going to edit my NAT policy. I'm going to use dynamic IP pool instead of the egress interface. So I'll click here. So right now I have my NAT pool here, and I'm going to click on OK. and that is all. I'll stop my ping. Okay, my ping is now timing out. Supposed to start responding. It's taking time. Okay, it has started responding, but terminated it. Let me just. So right now I'll go back to FortiView, all sessions, and here you can see now the source NAT is 10.10.10.199. I mean the source IP, but the source NAT is now .100, 172.16.10.100. Unlike before, the source NAT was 172.16.10.1, which is the egress interface. But right now, we are not using our egress interface. We are making use of dynamic IP pool, which this is the IP address. So that's it. So the next thing, that's all about source NAT. Now let's go to destination NAT. I'll call it static NAT. I'm going to stop my ping. Go to static NAT. And now to configure static NAT, what I need to make use of is DNAT and virtual IPs. IP pools is being used for my dynamic NAT or for my static NAT. I'm going to come here. Okay, I can make use of this, or let me just create a fresh one. Create new DNAT and virtual IP. DNAT means destination NAT. Let me just put web server. Service any external IP 172.16.10.20. Let me use 20, and I'm going to map it to 1.1.1.1. And that's, if you look at our topology, this 1.1.1.1, that's our DMZ router. And I'll leave it at that. I'm going to click OK. That's it. And I'll now go to policy. Policy, IPv4 policy. I'll create new policy. I'm going to say outside to DMZ. It's coming from outside. It's going to DMZ, and the source is going to be any, all, and destination is going to be, I'll create an address. Destination is going to be 1111. That's going to be the real IP. 32. That'll be all. Okay, that's real IP. And the service. Okay, let me use HTTP service. It's going to be HTTP. I'm going to close. Okay, I think that's all. That's all. Concerning this video, I'm going to log all sessions. I will click OK. That's it. Okay, so can go to my log for traffic. Let's see what we got here. Memory. And I will go to my outside, and I'm going to telnet to 1111 on port 80. Oh, it's open. That's it. Takes time to show up here, but never mind. I'll go to FortiView, all sessions. I should see it here. This is my source 172.16.10.2. and that's if you look at the topology, where is it? 116.10.2. This is the interface on the outside router, so that's the source interface. Source object belongs to this group. Destination, that's 1.1.1.1, and destination object is the web server and is running on application 80 destination ports. That's it. Source NAT, this source NAT is not applicable here. What is applicable here is destination NAT, but that option is not always here. Can only get that option from Logon reports. Forward traffic. Sometimes it's always like that. Let me initiate again. Okay, I have it now. Okay, so this is my source, 172.16.10 to destination. And okay, let me do something. Let me do some filtering here. And I don't need source not IP. Let me just do it with the device. Destination not IP, fine, I need that. Destination not ports, think I need that. And okay, this is the source going to 111, but I'm not seeing the destination not IP. Okay, oh, sorry about that. I'm not supposed to. I think I have another policy, but let me run it again. I'm not supposed to run my connection to 111. I'm supposed to run it to 172.16.10. Is it 40 or what are we using here? What do I have here? .100. But that means I have a policy. I have a policy permitting 111, permitting me to 111. Let me check what that is. Fortivate policies. Okay, still out to DMZ. Source interface. Destination. Okay, yes, is my, yeah, that's correct. It's to 111. Yeah, going to 111. So it's not supposed to go to 111 directly. And mind you, in a real world scenario, 111 is going to be a private IP address. So from the internet, you can't reach a private IP address directly. So you have to go through the public IP address, which in my case, 1.1.1.1 is my private IP. 172.16.10.100 is my public IP, just for lab purpose. So now it should be to 172.16.10.100. That's what I should. 172.16.10. Oh, it's .20. So my public IP should be 172.16.10.20, while my private IP is 1.1.1.1. Bear with me. Oops. Okay. 172.16.10.20. Fine, the connection is opened, and I'll come to FortiView all sessions. 172.16.10.2. Yes, going to 172.16.10.20, and the destination object is 172.16.10.20, which is going to be mapped to 1.1.1.1. And protocol is TCP, destination port is 80. The forward traffic. Let me refresh. Okay, this will help. The source is this is the source, and this is the destination. I'm not seeing it. Okay, this should be the previous session, not the new session. On my virtual device, I don't know why it's always take time. Okay, let me just close this guy and reinitiate again, if that will help. Okay, I think I have it now. Imagine. So this is my source, 172.16.10.2, and my destination is 172.16.10.20. That's my public IP. This is a private IP, but for the purpose of this lab, I'm using this as my public IP. And I'm being NATed, the destination NAT IP. So this destination is being NATed to 1.1.1.1, which is assumed to be the private IP. And this is the destination NAT port. So that's it. So another thing I'm going to show you is I'll go back to my virtual IP. I'm going to do port forwarding 8888 to 80. So I want to NAT the destination port also. So I'm going to initiate my connection to this IP address on this port. So my destination will be NATed to this, and my destination port will be NATed to this. So that should work also. Traffic. So I'll go back to my console. Okay, let me go and disconnect this session. Let me disconnect this session from here if I can still see it here. But I can no longer see it here, so it should be that means it has been disconnected. My console has refused. Come back. I try from here. I can do that here. So let me do this. So I'll just close the console. Open it back. Oh no. Not this. Okay. So I'm going to turn it to 172.16.10.20 on port 8888. That's it. It's open. Showing up here. It's not coming up. So let me just go to FortiView. Here on FortiView, you can see my application is on port 8888 and the destination port is 8888. You can see all that. But to show us the real NAT, and then something like showing us the NAT table, I can also show you something from here. Let me see if that is it from here. I'm not seeing that here. Okay, let me go back to log for traffic. Refresh. Yep. I can come to the CLI of my Fortigate firewall. Get system session list. Can see my session here. This is source. This is destination. So this destination 172.16.10.20 on port 8888 and it's being NATed to 1.1.1.1 on port 80. So that's it here. So that's port forwarding. If you want to do port forwarding, can do that from there. So another thing I'll show us, I'm going to show you is I'll go back to my IP pool, my VIP. I'm going to create another VIP using that same 172.16.10.20. We'll name it Telnet 172.16.10.20. We'll do it to 1.1.1.1. Conflict with external IP of another VIP. Yep, I have a VIP for HTTP that is using this already. But no worries. I'm going to enable port forwarding. Here I'm going to use 9999. I'm going to map it to port 23. That's for Telnet. You can see the error has gone. Port 23, that's for Telnet. I'm going to click OK. So I want to use the same IP for both HTTP and Telnet connection. So, like I said, assume this is a public IP and assume this to be private IP. So I'll go back to policy to create. I need to create a policy to allow Telnet. So in that case, I will come here. Destination is this and permit it. I will also add Telnet. Telnet. Permit Telnet. That's it. And OK. That should be all. And okay, I have this. Let me open two sessions from outside router. I have my edit and I will also do 172.16.10.20 on port 23. That will be 9999. I'm going to do that. So I have my Telnet session open. I have my HTTP session all open. See, okay. This is now showing. It's just like no. I think let me confirm that. Yeah, you can see it's now showing the HTTP session. It used to take time. I'm thinking maybe because it's a virtual version and unlicensed. Maybe that's why. I don't know. So you can see this for the HTTP session, destination port, destination NAT port, and the rest. So we've gone through that before, through via the CLI. But it's not showing the Telnet, although that will also come up, but it will just take a while. So come back here and you can see my Telnet here. You can see my Telnet here. So it's been from here 999 is being NATed to 23 and this IP is being NATed to this. We can also get that from CLI. We go back to our Fortigate CLI, get session list. Should be able to see where is my Telnet. I'm not seeing the Telnet session here. My get list again. Okay, I can see this it. This is my telnet and HTTP. Oh, sorry, I missed it. This is it. I'm expecting to see that at the top, but we have another UDP session there. Okay, fine. So this is it. You can see for my telnet, you can see the destination, IP and destination port, and it's being NATed to this. You can also see for HTTP is being NATed to this. So I'm using same public IP for the telnet and the HTTP connection. Although it's private, but I'm using it as public actually. So that's it. And let me see if we are going to see it here now. Maybe, maybe not, because it takes time. And sometimes if I decide to renew the connection to reconnect again, I'm going to see it. I may see it now. You can see. I can now see it. This is it here from the GUI 116.10.2 destination, and the destination has been NATed to this, and also the destination port is being NATed to this. For telnet, for HTTP destination ports of this is being NATed to this. So that's all about NAT configuration using central SNAT, central source NAT, central NAT mode. And don't forget that for this central, like you see here, is central source NAT. So it is the source NAT that you are going to configure from here, probably your dynamic NAT for host on the inside going to outside. So you can reference the egress interface, or you can reference an IP pool, dynamic IP, which you create here. And that's all. And you make sure you have a policy permitting that action. But for static, that's destination NAT, you have to come here to create your virtual IP pool. And after that, you go to your IPv4 policy to create a policy that permits. That's it. And when you are creating policy that permit, for example, from outside to DMZ, destination NAT from outside to DMZ, you need to permit the real IP address of the destination. That means your private IP address, because the NAT will take place before the policy. So it's after the NAT that the policy kicks into place. So that will be all for central NAT mode of central NAT mode of NAT implementation on Fortigate Firewall. Thank you very much for watching.